to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in, to cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
The epidemic.
What do you know about the Guard of Priwen?
I should not say this, but I admire their commitment. This is what the nation needs right now.
But they are our enemies.
They are not mine, Dr. Reid.
True.
Would you help them?
No. There is a time for such methods, but brute force will not be enough to fight this plague. We have to think differently.
What is the situation like in this part of town?
I am sure Lord Redgrave will enlighten you more effectively than I.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
I mean, it is efficient.
But that would segregate the rich from the poor, would it not? It would be unjust.
Our only course of action must be to save England. And to save England, we have to make sacrifices.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
I know we're facing a crisis, but I'm shocked no one took the time to clean up the mess inside the club since we were attacked.
I must admit the Guard of Priwen impressed me. They must have
Efficient and ineffective, yeah. I'm just looking over the investigations. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, there's a lot more here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So there's one there. Okay, I guess that would be all of them. That's the docks. Pembroke. There is 7. That adds up. Whitechapel. There is also 7. Adds up. West End. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. I've done 5. So I'm missing 2. Journey to the Past, done. Emily's missing. Right, Surprise for London's Lone Call May. Alignment of Stars. Like father, like daughter. Okay, I know which ones I'm missing at least. Kirill.
That went well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Yeah, I have failed one investigation because I killed Clay. Oops. The worst part is, had I not actually embraced him, I would be on track to not embracing anybody, and I've not done too badly. Besides last session where I died a few times, but yeah, for the most part I've not really struggled all that much with the combat. Which apparently, if you don't feed, then the game's a lot harder, but I still think I'm going to embrace at least 2 people. I really just want to get rid of the Father Tobias. I don't like him.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
To be fair, when Clay Cox is introduced, it shows you him murdering someone. I don't know if it's murder, it was probably self-defense, but it shows you him stabbing someone and then pushing them in the river. So, you know, not the best of introductions. Looking back on it, after finishing the session, I did regret embracing him, because I would have got more out of him at least, had I waited, but never mind.
You were spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod.
That's what they are.
All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
But we've seen other Volcods, have we not? And they look nothing like what he does.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied Scals in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reid, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Scals.
I have met peaceful and wise Scals. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scals are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reid. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Whoa. Mesmerized level 4. Well, I remember I should actually see if I can speak with... Yeah. I thought he had 10,000 XP then.
Have been spotted. I'm sure you have more important.
Oh.
We are losing this fight. Talking with an old man like myself.
Well, we're getting closer and closer.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reid.
Just one more mesmerize level and I can get rid of Tobias. At this point, he might be the only other person I embrace. There's 3 people which I've gone over. There's Cadogan Bates, because obviously rapist, racist, scumbag. Father Tobias, because serial arsonist. And then whatever her name is.
They've just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
The one that's had her mind broken is being controlled by another vampire to eat rats for all eternity. That would be like a mercy kill, though.
Why can't I forgive you, Father?
Good evening, Dr. Reid. A great night, what?
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
So, did you try the restaurant I recommended?
Oh, yes. I can't thank you enough, my dear doctor. Exquisite, but expensive. But what is money made for, if not for little pleasures?
Ew. You disgusting pig. I mean, I don't really know how to respond. I mean, money could be more usefully spent.
Don't you think your money could be better spent in these difficult times?
Your words hurt, Doctor. I thought you and I were friends. But since you ask, I'm rich enough to finance my passions and various charities across the city.
Perhaps my words were too harsh. Please forgive me if I've upset you.
Oh, no harm done. After I die, all my fortune will go to the suffering people of the East End. Until then, I aspire to live the most pleasant life possible.
What the hell was that I learned? Oh yeah.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
Not really. Wait, now that you mention it, I don't see the McPhersons in my favorite restaurants. They love delicate meals too, you understand?
Thank you. It may be nothing, but I'll investigate anyway. Where do they live?
They have a house in the southern part of the district, somewhere north of the railway bridge. There is a courtyard, if I remember rightly.
Okay.
Goodbye, Mr. Russell. I'm sure you'll take care of yourself.
Oh yeah, I can do Emily's missing.
Good evening, old chap. Are you all right?
I won't lie to you, Johnny. I'm not a well man.
Tell me what you have discovered about vampires, Clarence.
They've always been here. And if you search for long enough, you realize others know about these devils too. I'm not alone.
Have you shared your research with anybody else?
No. But I've published my leaflets all across the city, hoping that someday someone will realize I'm printing the truth.
What do you mean you're not alone? Who have you met?
The Guard of Prewin, the Brotherhood of St. Paul Stole, Ichabod Throgmorton. Those names always pop up when you dig deep enough.
Have you spoken with any of them?
No. With the quarantine, it's almost impossible to leave the West End. But as a doctor, maybe you could, Johnny.
Are you asking me to help you prove the existence of vampires, Clarence?
Yes, Johnny. Please, gather all the information you can find about vampires and bring it to me. You're the only friend I have left. I need you.
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Can you help me?
Infection is everywhere these days. But if you ever go to the park near that swanky house belonging to the Mullaneys...
Yes? What about the Mullaneys? What about their house?
Not enough noise for a big family with children. Not enough movement. Closed doors. What is going on in there? I wonder.
Clarence, why have you distributed leaflets about vampires all across the West End?
I have to warn everybody about them. They've killed thousands of people already. Unnoticed thanks to the epidemic. We are all in danger here.
Vampires in London? Come on, Clarence. Who's going to believe that?
I'm not mad, Jonathan. You have to believe me. I know they are real. They're all around us, even as we speak.
You are talking to one, so...
Clarence, you've always been a reliable and a good friend to me. If you say you saw a vampire, then I believe you.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you for your trust. You don't know what that means to me.
It's all right. But if you want my help, you have to explain exactly what happened.
The first time it was in Rouen. I saw an officer drink the blood of a soldier. I saw its teeth. Saw it bite. It was a vampire, Johnny, and they're here too.
It's almost all of them. Oh, the vampires attack. So is it just 2 more hints? Oh no, there's 2 more.
my leave in Rouen. I left the bar, took a shortcut back to the barracks. I saw it in a back alley. An officer in a stained uniform biting into a soldier's neck.
Ooh.
But you were drunk, weren't you? Are you sure these two men were not just kissing?
Please don't insult me, Johnny. I hid, and I saw him leave. Then I saw the body, drained of all blood. I've seen the same marks here in London since I've returned.
Did you ever see that officer again?
No. He wore the uniform of the Royal Warwickshire Regiment. I did some research, but found no trace of him. He probably stole it from a previous victim.
I think that's everything.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep.
Fertile is the belly of the beast. Oh. Swansea has something to say. Alright, well before I do that one, I'll do Emily is missing. Seeing as I now can. I don't remember the weight of their house. Yeah, it's Clarence and Venus's house. But now I can actually break into Venus's house. Now that I have a high enough mesmerize level. Here we go.
Hello again, Venus.
Jonathan, you're still up. Can't you just knock at people's doors during the day?
Nope.
I'm sure you can spare me a few minutes. For old time's sake.
Of course you may enter, Jonathan.
Easy.
Remember when Mary came here with her husband and her son?
Why are you speaking like a robot?
Such a beautiful family.
Right, well, before we have a nice old chinwag, I'm just gonna loot your house. As, you know, needs must. I wonder if I can find a note. Ooh. This is actually a fairly similar layout to Jonathan's mansion. Ah, there's got to be a note up here. The Lost Library! I knew it. Do vampires have allies along the living? Wow. Among the living? Yes, they do. They call themselves the Brotherhood, and they serve their immortal masters in many ways. Probably in exchange for privileges and knowledge. Somewhere in London is the seat of their power, where their secret council conspire against us. I call it the Lost Library. It is a place where these traitors gather medical and lost books. I personally offer £1,000 to the first who can give me proof of the existence of this library and its exact location. Well, there we go, we're losing. Yeah, we're getting less and less. There's only 6. 6 to go.
It's locked.
Of course it's locked, I need to kill someone to get access. Ooh, fancy bath. So is that everything? I wonder if I can do this. No, it looks like I can't get, like, better access. And yeah, I can go up there, which leads to Emily's house. Alright, now I'll actually talk.
It's a pleasure to see you again, Venus.
So you returned from the war in one piece too. Thank God. My Clarence is back home too.
How is the old rascal?
Probably outside, chasing ghosts and chimeras. Clarence has changed a lot since he returned from the war, you know.
How have you been since the last time we met? How long has it been? 3 years now?
I've done my duty, like all British women. You have no idea what it was like to wait for months without knowing if I'd still be a wife or a widow.
I understand.
Fair.
Luckily, this part of town has been saved from the worst of the bombings, from what I've seen.
Yes, and it's also true about the epidemic. The flu has killed here too, of course, but not on such a large scale as in other parts of town.
True. About the reputation of your family.
Venus, why do you worry so much about your family's reputation?
Everyone laughs at Clarence now. And they avoid me because they believe I share his insane opinions. I'm a leper in my own community.
Oh.
Have you noticed anything peculiar about the neighborhood recently?
You mean except for your return to town? No. Oh, and again, Jonathan, please accept my condolences for your sister.
Quite alright.
Thank you, Venus. It was so sudden. And I've been so busy, I haven't spoken to anyone about it.
I wish I could have assisted at the funeral, but, you know, it's been so quick. And what with the epidemic in the streets?
There's no need to apologize, my dear. It's normal, considering the circumstances.
No, it's not. I am sure that Clarence has not even thought to present you his condolences. He is too busy with his penny dreadful stories.
Why is my return so surprising?
It's more an unexpected happy end than a surprise. You and Clarence, back from the war. You have no idea how hard it's been for me.
Tell me about Clarence's obsession with vampires.
It drives me so crazy it makes my stomach hurt. I was so relieved to have him back. But I quickly realized he'd lost his mind in France.
I understand your irritation, Venus, but you have to accept the trauma Clarence endured on the battlefield.
The question is simple, Jonathan. Is my husband mad? Yes or no? Do vampires exist? Or is Clarence a lunatic?
So you don't believe Clarence?
If poor Mary, bless her soul, had tried to convince you of the existence of bloody vampires, would you have believed her? Seriously?
I mean, yes, because they clearly do exist.
The important question is, what do you really think of your husband?
I'm tough, Jonathan. He should have told me the horrors he witnessed, however appalling it was, instead of inventing a fantasy about blood-drinking monsters.
Is that everything?
I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual?
The McPhersons. I heard they locked themselves in their own house.
They could just be afraid of getting sick.
Perhaps you're right. But if I were you, I'd pay them a visit. A big house, reachable through a courtyard, to the north of the railway bridge.
Oh.
Bye for now.
Hold phone. No, I was thinking it was this area up here. It probably is this, to be honest.
I'm so sorry for your loss, Jonathan.
Right, now I'll do Emily's thing. I want to keep an eye on people. But yeah, because I don't know when they do their, like, weird spy action thing. Whoosh. No, I can't even see her from here anyway. That's the only thing.
No invitation is needed to enter this building. That can't be a good sign. No sign of a struggle.
Ah. Emily's love letter. My dear Jacques, I can't wait to see you again. Tonight, tomorrow, I can hardly wait. Since we kissed on that bridge while the moon was so bright in the night sky, I want to feel your teeth again, on my lips. Oh, the excruciating pain of your sweet bite on my neck. He's a vampire. You devil, you! For the longest second ever, I feared you were going to kill me right there, on the bridge in the middle of the night. But no, my dear Jacques. You remained the delicate fiancé I know you are. And you were only teasing me. I can't wait to drink your blood for good this time. And come back to my sweet friend Charlotte as an immortal to play with her a little. First, of course, like you taught me how to play with bottles, and then I'll turn her into one of us too, and we'll rule the Knights of London and cleanse the city of its impure souls. Faithfully always, Emily. You. What idiot?
A vampire. Something must have gone wrong. Someone is responsible for this mess. But who?
Good old Jacques.
I should follow the trail.
Ah, there we go. Was the blood not here before? Whee! Thud. Can I go in? Oh, I can't go in the house out of this way. Oh. We're back in the North Docks. Oh god. Well, there's a vampire there. Ooh. I can't lock onto it. Oh. Oh dear.
Who are you? What are you doing here?
I could ask you the same question.
I'm the Marquis de Bois-Colombes, and I strongly invite you to find your own game, sir.
I appreciate the invitation, but I'm here to solve the mystery concerning the death of a young woman killed by a vampire.
A young woman killed by a vampire? Oh, you're joking, right? Oh, I do love the British sense of humor.
I was deaf. The way that was presented in the subtitles was I thought he was going to turn into the Count.
And who exactly are you?
I am Jacques-Michel Guillaume Florimond de Marquis de Bois-Colombes, at your service, my dear cousin.
Okay.
You're French, but your English is quite good.
I was born in France, sir, but I consider myself a traveler of this world. So many countries, so many tantalizing tastes.
Dear cousin, are we related?
We could be of the same blood, my dear. I tend to consider all Econs as family, don't you?
What are you doing here?
I recently decided to visit London. I've always dreamed of visiting a city on the verge of collapse. Such a delicate yet intense spectacle.
Yeah, that's what I just read the
You take pleasure from others' misery.
I have been a totally depraved and immoral creature since the day I was reborn, sir. And probably before.
What do you plan to do here?
Take pleasure. Take pictures. Enjoy the show. Have fun. Believe me, I won't be the only foreign immortal who bought a ticket to the fair.
I followed the trail of blood from her room to here.
Oh, you're referring to that young woman. Yes, the meeting turned messy. I'm afraid I ruined my last redingote.
So you admit you murdered her?
I admit nothing, my good sir. I only regret the blood of that girl staining my clothes. Oh, blood can be so messy.
What happened?
She wanted to become one of us. Not the first time I have received such a proposal, but I must admit her direct approach tempted me.
And then what?
Her body rejected my blood. It happens, you know, sometimes even with voluntary prey. At least her gurglings brought me some fun, until the artery burst.
I believe you. Wait, what? I want to fight. I would like to fight. I would just like to fight him. I don't really like. I believe him because obviously it wasn't. It's what she wanted, but XP. to it.
Your cruelty deserves punishment, sir.
And what else is new?
Whoa! There we go. Ooh. That's one hell of a review. Oh god. Lucky. Oh, an RPG based on an anime. Nice. What's the anime? It seems that's happening more and more lately. Or like, in the recent years, more and more games based on animes. I never know how you actually like trigger the